Hello everybody, First Month is here again. And today I will start in a different way. I'll give you a question. How will you prove for yourself that you are really satisfied with the product you already bought before maybe many years? So, what's your answer? Okay, my answer is buy it again. This is something really, for example, we are here as I say knife people or knife friends. I do not have any knife twice. I mean, can't. Yeah. Oh no. Sorry, you got me. If you see my videos, I got Tops Tracker T3 in two versions actually, but there is a kind of different thing which I will talk about later because it is not case of the video. This video is about this knife. It is SOG. There is the sheath for it. This is SOG Tech Bowie. Bowie. Sorry guys, somewhere like that. So, and why I am saying this one? Because as you know, probably I got this one, this original. And this video is about this knife, but I will a little bit compare it with this older version. And of course, this is very interesting for me because, you know, this is such a great knife. And this knife came out, I don't know, 2010, maybe more. I'm not sure, but I think 2010 I've seen first video with it. So I'm close to that. Anyway, it's a long time. And you can see maybe 3 in use video on YouTube and just a couple of more as advertising, few minutes, you know, also grande or something like that. And to be honest, I do not understand why, because this is such a great knife. I'm talking about this one because I got the experience with this, but these knives are 90% identical, and in the most important thing, steel is the same, general weight, general size, general shape is the same. So I'm talking about this one as the same knife and as this one is. And the difference is, I'll show you now. Of course, I will do in use video, and maybe you've seen this knife many times now on my hip because I really do like this knife. And this knife is now, as I said, kind of collectible piece. So this is probably only knife, this one, it will be my only knife probably, which will be, I wouldn't say displayed somewhere, but because I got this one, I will use this one. In the other hand, I give you my option. You know, if you see my videos, I do not like shine in a forest. So these silver parts are not something I really like to. This one is for me much better option. Even I'm not kind of military, as I said many times, or something like that. I just don't like it, you know, going for it. I said, wow, who's something there? Something's lightning on the hill over there. Oh, there's probably some guy. Oh, I don't like it. I like to be unseen in forest. I don't want to disrupt anybody in the forest, you know, because I like the quiet peace. You know what I mean, probably. So let's start with the sheath. I will not speak about the sheath so much long because maybe you've seen this videos about this ones much more time before. Not many times. I mean, because there is few videos and all of them shows you these things around. But just few things. The sheath is great. Retention is excellent. Moment. As I said, the sheath is excellent, the retention, everything's fine. A little bit rattled, but not really, especially if you will have it in this way. But there were few things about the sheath. One of them said, because there is no really, you know, there is no something where you can like, I don't know, pull it off, or how to say, you know, use it just for thumb as we normally do in kydex. And so many guys said it is not really comfortable and the pulling was hard. I believe, even if the shape stays same, they a little bit loosen up this I would say Kydex cover, because when I seen on the video where the pull looks too, you know, it asks for much more power than this one does. You know, so I believe even if there is no the thumb position for it, the lock isn't that strong like it was before, seems to me, but it's strong enough to hold the knife absolutely securely. Somebody says they've changed these. Yeah, it seems to me this snap. It used to be made of some metal. Now this is plastic, and this one, the strap here, is kind of plastic. You know, it looks kind of strong. It doesn't look really like, you know, like piece of crap. I mean, for the description for it should be used, I believe when you as you can see, I didn't have it locked because I don't use these straps. Oh God, sorry guys, it is not used, as you can see. No, it makes me hard time. Okay, got it. So I don't want to use it in this way, but it is really tight, you guys. It is really tight. Yeah. Well, maybe you can put one match into it, and that's can you imagine silent, quiet night, you know, some your military stuff, and then, well, okay, so I don't like it anyway. What I will probably do, if I will keep the strap there, I will change the snap for something else, even hold the strap. But it doesn't mean it doesn't work. I believe yes, just, you know, is some general thing for me. Something else. Oh, I've never seen before to use this way. Usually I see the Chicago screws, and now you can see just really normal screws with this, I don't know how you call these. So it's for very first time on knife I've seen this, I don't know, sticking mechanism, this I would say normal, which we use in a workshop. It's interesting. And the last thing is, there used to be, as a lock for the system for your belt, it used to be American Sportsman Company. You can see it on the other videos. I've tried to find it on page of SOG company, and only this is, now you can see, unfortunately, from front side, so you can't really see the lock, but it was kind of, you know, tech lock, you know, when you pull it up, then you stick it on your belt, and then you lock it before, and there was some locking mechanism for the plastic. All of that was made of plastic. So that was the end. They changed it for these Velcro. It is fixed here, so you can't remove it. Only if you do all these belt setting, if you take it off, so then you can use this one. So they've changed this system. Even, as you can see, this is page, this is SOG page. Actually, if I found it now, so they didn't change it even on this page that they've changed this one. This is okay. Doesn't matter for me, but maybe good to know for someone. So this is the sheet. In general use, this is great sheet. I mean, it's compact and everything. Seems to me, see, there is some kind of wave, so they probably didn't care really much about this one. This one should be, but this is, you know, nothing really. Drainage hole, as you can see here. Okay, that's sheet. Good sheet. On this model, there was some kind of combination of plastic, the belts, and some leather, but it broke after many years. I got the body without the strap. I think I got the body somewhere, and I made this one just as a, you know, general, you know, because I'm not using this knife, as I said before. Now I can, this one can hold, I got the zero tolerance 0100, you know, the strap, and I can put it there. It is made for it, so I can have it on my leg. So I can use it. I can use the knife with this anyway. But this is general because, as I said, the original is broke, so I made this one. And what a bit proves me that these knives are pretty same is this and this. It is not 100%, I feel it, I hear it, but it works. So the edge geometry is generally the same. That's a very important thing. So I will start, oh, I forget, sorry, I forget my help. I did some homework. For it. Okay, weight, important. I will say it from very first time. The thickness of the original, made in Seki, Japan, made in Taiwan. So that's different. AUS8 steel, so the same. They said the steel is made in Japan, taken to Taiwan, and then made the knife. So that's why it's significantly cheaper. MSRP $151 US. Normal price you can find it easily for $120, $130. In my country, of course, everything is much more expensive, but not so much. This is actually one from the cheaper knives in my collection now. There's not really in the size, definitely. You know, I've got smaller knives, not really much, but I got bootlegger. Actually, the bootlegger tops was cheaper than this one, and that's it basically, in fixed blade, I believe. I'm not sure. Okay, you know, so generally in the size, this is the cheaper one. Cheaper, even that my very like it Lion Steel M5 was a bit more expensive than this one, but that's 5 inches blade. This is 6 inches blade. So okay. What is very important, this is 7 millimeters thick blade, 7. This one, it should be somewhere, they said, I believe 6 millimeters, but it is 5.9, you know, it's hair thinner than 6. I'll tell you in inches, sorry guys. 0.23, and if I'll change it 0.23 of an inch, and if I'll stick 7, I'll put a 7 millimeters. I hope you can see 7 millimeters, which is 0.27. So it is really different. You can see it, 1 millimeter. You can see. Guys who are using the inches, watch, you can see the thickness after the guard the best way, and the difference you see is 1 millimeter, actually 1.1, but say 1 millimeter. So that's the thing. That's why this knife is a bit heavier, 337 grams or 11.8 ounces, and this one is lighter, 310 grams, which is 10.9 ounces, plus the sheath. I got the sheath here, 107 grams or 3.7 ounces. What is important? I believe the grinding is a little bit different. It seems to me like this one is 1 millimeter longer. I mean, this I don't know how to say, the angle to the secondary bevel starts 1 millimeter higher than here. You know, maybe you say 1 millimeter is nothing, but the knife is not that wide. You know, this is really something. Compare it with a Silent Hero, for example, which is kind of similar purpose knife. Sorry guys, I hope I'll find it. Sorry about that. in my eyes, these knives are for very similar purpose, but have a look. The silent here is like giant against it. See, the length is very close. If I stick the edges on the stud, I mean the real edges, they are pretty much same length. Just the SOG has a really shorter handle, 1 inch definitely. But the using for these knives is very close. I'm not saying they are really close. I mean, how to say that? Okay, I would say this is semi-combat knife, this is semi-combat knife too. But if I put the 50-50, so this is 60% for me, in my eyes, hunting knife and 40 combat. This is the vice versa. This is more for me 60% combat and 40 the rest of the thing. In my eyes, I am not professional, just I feel it like that. I used both these, and when I got them in the hand, so for the fight, I like to have this one. But maybe for the just bush task and hunting and this one, I like to have this one. Depend, you know, just is my feeling. Okay, so that's important. That's what I say. This is really tiny knife compared to this one, which is basically the same purpose knife. In very close weight, you know, everything, but see the size. You know, and that's different because this is, I think, 4.8 millimeters. This is nearly 6. So that's the difference, and that's why the hollow grind is good for you, which I didn't say, but both hollow grinded. This is saber grind or flat. This one. Important is the hollow grind is good when you got really something massive and you like to put the edge. I mean a really good edge. I mean for slicing to it. So you will do it with the hollow grind. That's the easy way, because you can put say convex, but it will be like, I don't know how to say, wedge, you know, for the splitting wood, I think wedge. So that's the thing. Okay, handles. This is the old version, has a bit longer handle than the original. Than the new one, than the new one. See, there is not really much, and I give you the details. On the old version, 121.3 millimeters, which is 477 of an inch, and the new one has 116.1, which is 457. So there is 5 millimeters spare, and there is, as you can see, the tightening. There is a screw in it, so there was kind of rat tail. Here it is too, but they call it like aircraft something. I don't know how to set up. It was kind of horrible to remove this one, and I can't imagine how I can do it with this way, so I will need to make a special key for it. But on the other hand, I can't see a reason why to do that. Okay, so shorter handle. Normally I like to have longer handle, but here somehow when you hold it in this way, which you like naturally grab it, it's all right. Okay, Trident, this one, 155 millimeters blade, and that's very important now. On the original is 162 millimeters, so this 6.1 and 6.37, so 7 millimeters longer blade, the real blade, I mean the edge. But I did it. That was my wrong. This one was the same length. I broke it. I threw I threw with the knife to the beach planks, and guess what? The tip was broke. Why? Because the tip, I mentioned it on the knife, the tip is sharp as hell. This is, guys, the sharpest tip. I mean, it used to be on this knife too. It used to be the sharpest tip I've ever seen on knife. You know, I'm worried just to stick it here. I'm worried to release it. Seriously. There was no another knife which I will be worried about. This is why, because they sharpen it not from the front side here, as you can see the silver, but from the back side too. You know, there is a spine, there is the rib, I would say, in the middle, and they sharpen the tip from both sides here, so they made a really needle tip. You can see it from the, see, now you can see the shiny part from here. This is, and they did it from both sides, so it makes the tip incredibly sharp. That's why it's broke. So that's why I don't like it. So sometimes you see in the prime test, this one wouldn't survive probably. But unfortunately, when I broke it, I fixed it for myself quite easy. And from the time, nothing happened. Even if I threw with the knife, I hacked with it. You know, I said many times, I did so many bad things with the knife. It survives. It survives. So that's why I bought it. Guys, this is really, I'd like to say this is really sexy knife. I would say in this way, this is really sexy knife. When you got it in hand, very comfortable. By the way, so very similar in that kind. So the real blade is really longer, about 7 millimeters, but it is because of me. So this is 16.2 millimeters long blade, which is that 637, but you got 2.1 centimeters or 21 millimeters longer this choil, which you really can use, and I did it many times, and I really like it on the knife, and you can choke up and you can do, you know, when you grab this knife like this one, it feels like nothing, like really nothing, you know, because the rest of the weight is here. So that's absolutely great. You can use this one as a hammer, which I used it many times on here, even when this is the screw here. I did it, you know, I just used for small nails. I did many times. Just, you don't need a hammer for small nails like this one. Just use this one. It really works. So it's a great one. What I didn't find on here, and it is there, you know, guys, I got this knife many years, 15 or how many years, you know. The guard isn't the line of water surface, how to say that, but it is like this one. You can see it here. I'll show you. You can see it here. It's really, I never seen it before. So when you grab it here in this way, these fingers in the front are like more free, and this one is pressed down. So yeah, because the guard is working this way. It's interesting. I never seen it. You know, imagine I spent years with the knife. It was my, you know, kind of everyday carry knife, and I never seen that. I didn't find it. That was very interesting. Okay, handles. This is Trident with the texture, which is very comfortable, nice, which I really appreciate now. Kind of warm, with a warm grip. I wouldn't say soft and secure. This is kind of, I don't know what is this one. This is kind of plastic, but it's very hard. This is very hard, but in a winter cold, and of course slippery. Really. So that's why I used to have it wrapped. I had the tape there, or small belts of leather. I had it wrapped up to here. Never used the lanyard or never. Here you can see the difference. There are more pronounced these choils for fingers. So even when you chop, anyway, we'll see the shape of the handle is kind of that way. So it is like U-shape, but a little bit. So when you grab it here, just like that, you can chop. You can do light chopping. No, this is not a chopper. For that, definitely the hook here is definitely much more better. But in the other hand, because I take this one more as a combat knife, They are definitely professionals. I've read someone which threw with a knife. They did combat throwing, so they must be good in it. You can release with from the hand the knife very, very easily. The throwing with the hook is always kind of complicated. So this is good for combat, definitely for the hand, in the easy handling, even for throwing, as I said. So it has pluses, minuses. I'm not professional, guys. What I know, what I feel, how I feel it. So if somebody said no, okay, well, so I'm not offense. I'm telling you my experience. That's it. As I said, AUS8 steel, 57 to 58, both of them, HRC, and in my eyes, AUS8 is really underestimated steel today. You know, today when you say AUS8 or there is AUS8A steel, which is maybe a bit different, it's generally same as 440C, as I know, N690, you know, these kind of steels, and there are videos. There is a guy, Major Furgol, somewhere like that, the name, find it if you like. He did test for SOG seal pup and for SOG seal elite or something like, you know, these for two knives which are made from this steel. It was actually destruction test because he used a brake to break the brakes, smashed it with the edge to the brake, you know, steps on the knife. This AUS8 steel survived everything. Both of those knives survived very hard tests, which I will be worried even for much more expensive knives made of better steels. I was good. It means for me, it is not the best steel on the world, definitely not, but it is rust resistant. On the test, you can see it can survive very much abusing. I can confirm it on this one and or my Machina Hunter cold steel, because that's AUS8 steel also. It doesn't hold the edge so good, that's right, but you can put the edge on it quite fast. Unfortunately, this is the original, sorry, no, it isn't. I used the steel a couple of times because I wasn't really happy. The knife wasn't dull, definitely not, but still after I used the steel, I used the steel, yes, so see, this is not really, and I still left it because I want you to see the original sharpness. You can see that's different when I got my, you know, that's the tip isn't that sharp. So because I don't keep it that sharp. It is sharp from this way, but not for the piercing. Okay, so because I'm not soldier, I don't use the knife for stabbing, so that, but this is kind of, you know, if I say this way, so it is sharp for that, but not for stabbing. It's definitely out of the way of this one, but it can broke, as I proven. What I want to say, I kept it in this way. It wasn't really that sharp as I would like to have it. What I did on the knife, I did some, I say there is no really secondary bevel or there's micro bevel on it. Here you can see there is a secondary bevel, and that's why this one slides much more better. This is 7mm thick blade, guys. So even that, for that, on the part, I say, not wide, not broad part, even it is generally half thick wideness of the blade. The hollow grind can change it to that you can have, even for such thick blade, razor sharp edge. That's important. So they kind of improve it here because this is more thinner, so the angle is a bit smoother. So I'll put for the test, for outside test, there will be my edge on it, so that will be much more sharper than this one is, just for you to see. Okay, as you can see, these white lines, they are good, but they are a bit in different position than it was. Not really much. It is, they said it's just for design, there's nothing special on it, but to be honest, it separates three parts. I mean this one, this one, this one, and then the pommel. I would say pommel here. So the handle is made of 4 parts, and I believe same as here it will be the same. Yeah, you know, something what I really like is you can see it here, but when if the knife will be stuck on the table, for example, maybe you see the real edge, I mean the cutting edge is moved forward. So when you slice, it's a little bit on forward. So when you slice, before your hand is on the position of slicing, the edge is already there. So that's really what I like. So there is kind of angle. Here, the Silent Hero is different way because it nearly starts to drop to the tip, but the SOG is going on different way. It's going forward. It's going there. So when you it is working like kind of recurve. Recurve is good for it because it grabs the thing you slice through, because the curvature. This is kind of that. Not really that much, but still that I do really like it. You feel it when you drop it. Okay. General handling is different. I was surprised that they didn't make even the handle exactly the same. Okay, you can see this handle, as I said, has more pronounced these choils, I would say, how to call it. I would say in this way. Oh, sorry guys. But it is a bit wide. On this position where the white belt is, this knife has 1 millimeter plus. So this one and this one. So this is more rounded because this is okay. I'll tell you right now. This is 0.74 and this is 1 inch, 1.4, 1 inch and 0.3, so very close to 1 inch. This is 80, that was 75, and this is 10.6. So both sides, I will put in both sides, this one is wider. So for the grab, is this one more secure. Interesting is, you can see this I don't say the widest part, which is very close to 1 inch, which I measured it yesterday, and you got the drill in your palm swell. This is the widest part of the handle, and then it's going down again, and here is kind of flat. So here is just, then you go the widest part, you go a little bit down, and then you're straight. Here, this is different way. It is going from here, just generally this opener, to the widest part, which is somewhere here, and from here to the pommel is going down, and then pommel is straight. So I like to say the widest part of the handle is on different position than here. Like they try to have even from this side. You can see here. And this is kind of, this is like a saber. There is no something big, like simply the handle is turned down like saber, like you grab something like, or like pistol grip, some kind of that way, So it's different. The handle is made differently. Like they said on this knife, they want to have the widest part is exactly on the palm swell, exactly here. On this knife, your pinky and the other finger here has more grip because the handle, it's curved in this way, and this one gives the for the fingers more meat to grab it. Oh, that's interesting. Different thing. Like you got more feeling here on this position now. It's more secure here than here, but it is just, you know, we are talking about you know, details, because when you grab the knife, you got it. This is, you know, because the choils, because the material, because the texture here, and it's a kind of warm grab, not like this one, you know. Now when I got it, it is great. But when I was outside, let's say in winter, and the knife was cold, even my hand wasn't really good, you know, cold, wet and everything, the grip wasn't that good, it wasn't that secure, and was cold. The knife, as I said, the knife was cold. I don't think it will be a case for this knife. So that's enough for it. I think that was a very long time unplanned, but I hope I gave you some differences between these two knives. There, if you see the guards, of course the colors, I don't say about the coating and everything, just, you know, you can see it. The guards are a little bit sharpened. Have you seen this one? Nearly in the end of the guard, there is, you know, the angle down. Here, the angle down starts in the half of the guard. Here is the same. Way down is in the end. This is in the half. So there are some differences, but I do really recommend this knife, and I strongly believe that this one can perform very close to the one, but you can see it in Ining's video. Thank you very much. I hope this one was interesting for you guys who likes the SOG knives, and especially this. This is excellent knife. And if they made this same design, nothing changed, that made the blade of S35VN, which they start to use already, I'll buy it again. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. See you next time. Bye.